Boom, coming in hot, brother. How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. Where are you now? This is another beautiful. You have a lot
Good.
of friends with
I'm
very nice homes.
I'm on my way home. This is a really nice home, dude. It's right on Lake Home. You ever been here?
No,
Up in Jersey, right up near Sparta, where
nice.
my buddy Doug Buchanan lives, Sparta Spartans. Anyway, um, it's my buddy Ron. It's Sarah's sister's in-laws.
Wait, is this the same
So
office you were
my
in? Were you in this place once for a show? And it was
Oh
facing the
no,
other
no,
way?
I was at I
Oh,
was
that
at
was a
another
laundry.
house on Lake Effect. I was at Sarah's sister's house. Now I'm at Sarah's sister's in-laws house.
Man, I gotta start hanging with Sarah more. Her families and friends have the most beautiful homes. Look at this freaking desk behind you. It's beautiful. Hey, I got one quick thing. I gotta start. I'm
Yeah.
just minding my own business this weekend. I pull up my phone. I always check on you, whatever, and I see this Adonis with his shirt off and like a six pack. And I'm like, what is this guy? And I'm like, holy crap, that's Casey. And I'm like, I thought I was about to see some nudes on the Instagram, but you were promoting a good cause, I think. But dude, you are so ripped right now. I'm confident in my own sexuality to say that at this point in my
Thanks,
life.
bro. Well, dude, it's the
What
first
was
time I was
that?
like confident about taking my shirt off. Dude, obviously, Jill Vetter and Ed are good buddies of mine, and there's an awful disease called EB, and it's a skin disease where, like, dude, these kids, their skin just falls off. Absolutely awful. And one of Jill's best friends, I believe, son had it. Thank you, brother. Son had it, and they've been fighting it for 10 years, dude. Ed and Jill have raised so much money. They're on the brink of a cure.
Oh wow,
Kids, it's incredible.
great.
Yeah, it's incredible. They're that close, dude. So Jill had texted me and said they were doing the polar plunge for EB. She's like, "Could you do it?" And I raised $2,500, on our thing. And I've raised a lot of money before, but for everybody that listens, go to ebresearch.org and donate, man.
EB,
Donate to this cause because
EB,
EB Research.
got it.
Yeah, ebresearch.org. Bro, unbelievable cause. And that's why I took my shirt off, dude. I'm not just taking my shirt off for
I
anybody.
know, dude. You should start paying. It's like I was like watching Magic Mike or something, bro. I'm proud of you. You're looking sharp.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So I got in there. I mean, I haven't seen my abs since birth. You know what I
dude.
mean? So
I
now I'm
was like,
like,
who is this guy? It looked like almost when you face swap, like when you can face swap on the apps now. I don't know. I'm
or you
gonna.
put on those shirts that have,
Yeah, that
you put
look
on the
like.
shirts that have the abs on it.
Yeah, good job, man. I'm proud of you. And hey, great
Thank you,
cause.
bro.
Go check that
Thank
out.
you,
Go
man.
check that site out. All
Yeah,
right. But by the
great
way,
cause.
on the side, so
Hey,
you've been grinding on telling me something. You're like, I got to tell you a story on a podcast. I
dude,
got to
this
tell.
is incredible.
Okay.
This is incredible. And listen, I'm so pissed. I didn't get this lady's name. And if you're listening, you know who it is. She listens to our podcast. And so here's the story, dude. So we're in New York all weekend. Me and my daughters, and Sarah, we take this trip every year. It's an incredible trip. It's really become a tradition these last few years. And so we go to Lady M. Do you know what Lady M is? It's like a cake place, dude. They make these cakes. They're like crepes. It's like this
Like layered,
25 crepes in a slice.
ooh,
Oh, dude, it's incredible.
I love it.
Incredible. So we walk in there and Sarah's like, "Oh, I love this place, and love this green matcha tea." So it's my daughter Jillian's birthday on Wednesday. So we're like, "All right, Jillian, we're gonna celebrate your birthday. Let's go and get one of these cakes." So we go in and get this cake. Now listen, I was in New York all week for work, but the girls met me on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, boom, we're leaving today on Monday. We've done some great things. Went to Harry Potter, which is incredible too. Like somebody called Harry Potter on Broadway. If you're a Harry Potter fan and you don't go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway, you're nuts. It's incredible.
Nice.
So my daughter thought that was great. So we go to this Lady M's, dude. So we get some cakes. Boom, out go Sarah and the girls. They walk out, and as I'm walking out, this lady says to me, "What's up, Mister? What's up, Mayor?"
Really?
And I'm like,
So this is New
straight
York
up,
City,
straight
like
up.
Midtown. Are you in New York or New Jersey at the time? You're in the city.
No, we're in New York.
Okay.
We're in the city, dude. We're in the
Okay.
city.
Okay.
So I turn, and obviously I'm like taken back, and I'm like, "Oh, how you doing? So nice to meet you." And she's like, "Hey, dude, chick, you're not gonna believe this. It's the only time I got recognized all weekend, right? Only time I got recognized all weekend. So obviously I don't get recognized that much, but when you get
I
recognized
know.
in New York, you're like, that's pretty awesome."
Yeah.
So, dude, listen to this. This girl is from West Virginia. She's a huge Reds fan. She's a huge fan of our podcast.
Stop it.
So listen to this. Dude, I swear to God, listen how cool this is.
Okay, can't wait.
So she says to me, do you think I can get a picture? I'm like, please. I'm like, that's incredible. Thanks so much. So we take a picture. She goes, listen. She goes, I was just telling my friend, he was sitting with, she goes, before I walked in, oh no, she said she was driving up to New York. She went to Reds opening day on Friday. I told you Reds opening day huge. Went to Reds opening day on Friday. Mm-hmm. And she drove to New York to meet up with her friend that I saw when I was on. She says, I was listening to your podcast on the way to New York.
What?
And I thought to myself, wow, the mayor's going to be in New York when I'm going to be there. Wouldn't that be incredible if I ran into him?
No way.
So I'm there for swear to God, dude, I'm there for 3 days. I don't get recognized by one other human besides this lady that is a huge fan of the podcast. Dude, you got to be kidding me. I'm
wow.
And I know you're listening out there. If you could do me a favor, DM me on Instagram or DM Chinch or me on Instagram. We'd love to send you a mayor's office shirt. Just being a big fan, and I appreciate you saying hi.
No, in the title of this episode, I'll make a note to say, whoever that lady was that met Sean, please respond to us.
Yes.
And please listen and respond. That's so cool, man.
Dude, I believe in this because it's happened too many times in my life. That like the manifestation thing, or more like positive vibes. If you're putting your attention somewhere and you're putting it, to a person or positive optimism or whatever, I really believe that stuff comes into your life, and it does the reverse too. If you're just got shitty thoughts all the time and you put a lot of times that stuff comes into your life. I believe that. So for me to meet this lady in that small cake place in New York that's a fan of the podcast, that thought, wouldn't it be cool if I ran into Sean Casey in New York City? And you know how many people are there, Chance.
Yeah.
It's a needle in a haystack. I just thought, cool story, bro.
Dude, that's an unbelievable story. That makes me feel cool.
It really is.
That's it really is. All right.
Hey, listen, why don't we start making this? If you ever see us out there and you say hi, we'll start sending mayor's office T-shirts to you.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Wow,
if you say hi, mayor's office T-shirt coming to you. But I got to get a new order in, Chich. I got the other day I went to send out some shirts.
You were out?
I have no shirt.
Oh, by the way, we also owe an apology because I sent you. Did you mail out our friends?
Yeah. No, we haven't mailed it out, but we're on our. That's how I listed this week to send out the ball and the shirt.
Hold on, I gotta shout him out right now because we owe him an apology. What's his name?
Yeah. Hold on. Tell him it's coming.
Wait, no. I sent Matt Gill.
Matt,
it's on the way. I gave you misinformation. Here, ready? No, I'm calling you out now. We're gonna call ourselves out right now. Ready? I think it was like we almost sent it out, but you had life going on. So I'm sorry, Matt. We didn't mean to do this.
Matt, I'm sorry. Life has been happening like you wouldn't believe, but we're getting that stuff out to you. Yeah. Hey, Matt, really quick. I want to tell you also too, what I realized is when I was like, I'm going to send you a ball, I realized I don't have any balls.
Right.
I had to go get one. Like I found one in storage. It was so ridiculous. And I'm like, I told Sarah, I was like, oh my God, we're sending Matt Gill a ball and a shirt. We have no shirts left, and I can't find. And I don't have a big league baseball. I had hey Matt, just want to let you know I'm sending you a big league ball, but I couldn't send you a little league one, and that was the only one I could find in my house.
Okay.
So we got you a big league ball. Just better late than never. You know what I'm
sorry. Stay a fan, Matt. We didn't mean to forget about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rip through the first weekend of the Major League Baseball season. And you know what's funny? I'm gonna I'll say this out loud. You and I were talking. We didn't really mean to be so New York centric these past couple of weeks. It's probably more on me than you because my wife's a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan, but they've been in the news a lot. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're going in and we're getting back to.
Yeah, we're getting off that. Yeah,
we're getting off that.
Although
crap.
Volpe did steal 3 bases, we'll mention him, and Stanton hit a home run that frickin' almost went out of the stadium. But other than that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is where we're at. Yeah, we didn't mean to kind of just get so centric anyway, so East Coast centric. So here we go. Oh, so of course I'm going to start with the AL East like an idiot, but it's just the way it's going down the line. But I'm going to rip through.
No. Start with the AL West.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right, I got to scroll. Okay, AL West.
Yeah.
All right, AL West. We're starting here. Okay. These is, according to MLB.com, the biggest storylines that came out of the weekend for literally every team.
Can I throw Casey's storylines out and then see if I match up with them?
Yeah, sure. But okay, we're in AL
Bruce
West.
Bochy, yeah, Bruce Bochy back in Texas. Two huge wins, came out banging right out the gates. DeGrom gave him a tough start opening day, but they still scored, I think, 11 runs. They ended up winning 11-7, shut down the Phillies. Evaldi had a nice start. But just seeing Bruce Bochy, brother, back in, he's to be back in Major League Baseball. Let's go, Boch.
Love it.
How
Great.
about that? Okay, let's go to the Angels. Bam, Otani and Trout, they came out banging. They lost opening day to the A's, but then they came out. They lost that Otani start, which we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But then they went back to back, I believe, in one of the games, and one of the big talking points was Anthony Rendon had grabbed a fan on the way out.
Oh, dude, what did you? Okay, I gotta ask. Wait, we gotta pause real quick, dude.
What do you think, bro?
Originally, I was like, good for him, and then I was like, wait, hold on, and I will go with the take that if you're getting paid not to fight fans. He's making so much money, so much money. I think the fans. I think it's a good lesson for fans because they are. You realize you're yelling at a human being, right? You're yelling at a human being who has family and who has everything. Now, on the flip side, I can't condone what he did. I can't, dude. I'm sure you've heard some really bad stuff in your career, man. Some horrible things, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your take
Dude,
as a player? You're a player.
You know what?
You've walked that walk and had people talk to you like that.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, first off, brother, you know I'm a big wrestling fan, WWE, and when you come into Oakland, it's the weirdest entrance out there because you're in the clubhouse and then you come down the ramp, and everywhere else in the big leagues, you're in the ramp to the dugout. Everything's private. In Oakland, you walk through the fans. It's like the only place. It's so old. So you literally walk by a nacho and beer stand. You could order a beer and nachos on the way to the field if you want to. You know what I mean? Like it's incredible. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. But then you walk to the dugout, dude, and you're walking by fans. So it's like it's a little unnerving, I must say. And if you go back to the history of Oakland, remember, the guys have gone in the stands. There's been fights. It's a weird setup. So that's how you can see Rendon. The only reason he had access to that fan is because you have to walk by the fans to get to the clubhouse. It's not a great setup.
Right.
Major League Baseball probably needs to do something about that at some point. As far as security goes, don't forget, not a great thing.
Remember when that fan threw a chair? Or when the player threw a chair at a fan, missed the fan, hit another lady, and broke her nose. And there's a terrible reason. I don't even want to get into what I know about why he threw that chair. Somebody said something very horrible to him, but keep going. But yes, they are on top of you there.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is, do the players hear the fans? Yes, dude. It just is what it is. I remember being, I had an incident one time in San Francisco. We had a bench clear with the Giants with Bonds involved and all that stuff. I got hit. Rodriguez hit me with 99 off the thing. I threw my helmet down. Bench is cleared. Blah 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 blah. And then after the game, Rodriguez said something like, if Casey wants to meet me in the tunnel, meet me in the tunnel. And I was like, and I, obviously you're fired up. So you're like, tell him to meet me in the tunnel. You know what I mean? Well, it turns out, dude, we flew to San Fran the next day. And Scott Williamson, our closer, was like, if they want to go head hunting, we'll go head hunting. So I'm like, that's not going to pay off good for me because I'm in the middle of this ruckus. We're going to San Fran with that comment out there. So sure enough, dude, I'm on deck first at bat. And my son Andrew had just been born. So I made a comment like, dude, I have kids now. Like, you start hunting 99 up at people's heads. 2 weeks ago, I was just on the DL. I got knocked out. Robert Person hit me in the ear flap, 97 concussion. So I just come back, then I got hit with 99 again. It was scary. So I'm on deck in San Fran, dude. Some dude's like, I hope they hit you in the head, Casey. Hope they hit you in the head again. We have kids too. And I was like, is this freaking guy like, so you're on deck, you're on an island, brother. Like at the end of the day, like I think sometimes, you think, hey, I paid my money, but like, you don't pay your money to be a toolbox either. Pay your money, come with your kids. Like, don't be that guy that's yelling. These guys, dude, I'm just saying at the end of the day, they got families, they're doing their thing, whatever. So anyway, this guy's yelling at me, and literally, I was the first time in my career, like, I want to go in the stands. I actually wanted to go in the stands and grab this guy. He was right there on deck. I turned and looked at him, and he kind of, and I literally, but
you could see him go white. Did you see him go white?
I must admit, dude, I must admit, I was seeing red. Like, I really wanted to go after this guy. But at the end of the day, it's not a good look. And people are, they always say people pay your money. I don't think people pay your money to berate you as a player.
I agree.
But I also think as a player, man, you have to be able to look the other way. You really do. You have to be able to take a deep breath, look the other way, and just know that like you can't go after fans, you can't grab fans. It's the nature of the beast at the end of the day. But like I said, the only reason Rendon had access to that fan is because they're in Oakland. That's the only reason. So, because you have to walk by those fans on the way to the clubhouse. So like I said, hey, if Major League Baseball doesn't want that to happen, they need to do something about that entryway to Oakland. You got to get better.
Yeah, that's a great point because, everything, trust me, in my job in the sports media right now, it's fan accessibility. Let them feel like they're on the field. But, hey, man, you still got to protect your product. And when your product is human beings like yourself and Anthony Rendon and stuff, why not have a plexiglass?
And what did he say? The guy called him a bitch. He said, you called me a bitch or something. And,
that was kind of interesting. Yeah, that's where he went. Like, that's what set him off on something. I've been called a bitch plenty of times in my life.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Dude,
if I had a nickel.
I think one of the worst, some of the worst people I'd ever seen was towards Griffey. Like, I don't know if the Griff was such a big deal at the time, but like when he first came to Cincinnati, I was like, I even said something to him, dude. Like, people were ruthless to Griffey at times on the road, and and Griff sometimes would go back at him. It was the first time I'd seen somebody really go back. Griff would go back at fans right there. I don't know if that would fly in nowadays with everyone having phones, but this is back in 2000, 2001, early where these phones weren't so accessible, but. At the end of the day, you also have that video because phones are accessible. You never would have known that Rendon grabbed the fan 20 years ago, but you do. So as a player, you have to be cognizant of that too, that everything's on video nowadays, man. You can't do anything. And that's why these guys don't go out anymore, dude. They all play video games in the hotel because you can't go out because phones are everywhere.
No, that's a great point. All right, dude, what a take. What a great take from the mayor just there. That was really awesome. All right, let's keep spinning through the teams. How about the Astros? Your take on the Astros so far this week?
You know what? They're going to be good, man. They got great pitching. It was kind of weird to see Abreu on the Astros, Jose Abreu, facing the White Sox opening weekend.
Weird,
but it's just they're a good team, man. And the Sox are good too. I said the other day on MLB Network, I said that we'll get to the Central in a second, but that AL Central is going to be different. The White Sox are going to be a different team. Pedro Grifol now is the manager. They were 81-81 last year. I don't think they love Tony La Russa that much. I really believe that you're going to see a different team this year with the White Sox. But the Astros are good, man. Come on, man. At the end of the day, that's a good club top to bottom.
I got one for you. How about starting your season off like this? 0 for 16 with 7 strikeouts because that's what Alex Bregman did. What is that like?
That's painful. That's painful. That's painful. I don't know if I've ever been over 16 with 7 punchies, but I have been over 16 before, and it hurts. You know what it equals as a player? Insomnia. 0 for 16, 7 punch-outs equals insomnia. You go home and you just stare at the ceiling and then dude, the worst is if you're on the road and you're 0 for 16, because next thing you know, you're in your hotel room and you're in the mirror just doing this, like, oh, my hand, how about my hands here? How about my hands here? Back, forward. It's incredible. So, Bregman, you know what that means? If I'm a player, Bregman's about to get hot.
Nice. That's good. All right, the Mariners.
That's how I look at it. That's how I looked at it.
Robbie Ray injured, dude. Are you concerned about that for the Mariners?
Yeah. That's not good, dude. That's not good, Robbie. What's the injury, Chinch?
Hold on. He's in left. Ugh. You hate the term flexor strain for pitchers. Flexor.
A flexor strain in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
He didn't miss one start last year.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And that's your big sign last year, so that's not good.
Yeah. All right. So you want to go?
I'll tell you what, bro. Honestly, I just want to say this in general. I'm so fired up for this season, 2023, bro. I really think the WBC set something up for I got the chills internationally. What Ohtani's doing. This is even the opening weekend. I thought it was incredible. I think this is going to be the year of baseball. It's going to take baseball to another level. I think the pitch clock's great. It's taken 30 minutes off of games. I think you're going to see more bases being stolen. I think the shift has been great. you're seeing more balls going back up the box now.
Dude, I've been
more
ever since
balls
you
up the
said that
middle.
on Friday. I watched baseball all weekend, dude. Grounders up the middle, man. Liners up the middle. Great call on that. Great call on that.
Don't you agree, Chief?
Dude, I've been
the last
seeing it
couple
ever
years,
since you said it. I've been watching games this weekend. Boom, 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 boom. Guys are back to, and that's how you're supposed to hit a baseball, like you said.
dude. Well, what's frustrating as a hitter, when you're doing everything perfect, I'm going back up the middle. Well, as a hitter, you do everything perfect. You used to be out. Now those are hits, and I think that's better for baseball, man, at the end of the day.
I love that point. All right, let's go AL Central. Like, just give me, you mentioned the White Sox there, so I'll just let you vamp, and I'll tell you some notes after.
I think the White Sox are going to be good. The Twins are going to be good, too. With Buxton DH, and if they can get Buxton 140 starts, dude, that team's going to be so different. Joey Gallo had a nice day the other day, a couple bombs, double, 3 hits. I don't expect that to continue, but, if he can, get into that groove, could be a pretty special player. Correa being back's huge. I got a feeling Lopez in that, they got him for Luis Arai. That's a great sign, dude. Luis Arai to the Marlins, I believe, for Lopez. Lopez ends up being their opening day starter. That's a huge sign for them. So the Twins played well last year, dude. They had a little lull. Buxton got hurt. They went on a big lull, and they lost a ton in the middle. They were still only 6 games under 500. So watch for the Twins to make a run, dude. The Twins are better than you think. The Twins, it's going to be a 3-team race this year. It's not going to be just the Indians running it. It's going to be the Indians, Twins, and White Sox in a 3-team dog fight.
Like that. I'll have one little note. Back to Joey Gallo. Had a good weekend. Guess what? Nobody has been more gratuitously shifted on in the last few years. Joey Gallo's shift, it was like they just put everybody like sitting in a corner in a right field line. Seriously, like I wonder, I'd like to see how some of those numbers go. That's something for you at the network next time you go back. Like, give me some guys who had horrible numbers against a shift last year who are having successful years this year. I bet you're going to find a guy like Gallo or some guys like that are going to have an advantage offensively.
There's no doubt. Also, I think a guy like Schwarber, pull heavy, a guy like Rizzo, pull heavy, and the guy that was affected the most from the shift last year was Corey Seager with Texas. To see how that opens it up for him.
I like it. All right, let's go NL Central. What are your thoughts? Pick something out of the NL Central right now. I have a couple things if you don't
NL Central. Cardinals are good. You know what I mean? I think that lineup, you're going to see. I think Jordan Walker's going to have a great year. Guy's a stud. Arenado and Goldschmidt. Nolan Gorman. Listen, don't start just writing guys off. I feel like last year Gorman came out, kind of scuffled a little bit, and they kind of demoted him and didn't play a little bit. And then he comes out the gates, it's 2 bombs the other day. He's a young kid, still a stud, 23. He's going to be really good. Nolan Gorman. I think the Cardinals lineup's going to be really good. Big time. Who else we got? Reds, Pirates.
I got one for you for the Cubs. Dansby Swanson hit 583 over the weekend and looked like freaking Ozzie Smith at short. We said it the day they signed him, like, great signing. I think, like, he is going to be Mr. Cub, I think, for that. They were going to – he's going to be – that's where his legend is going to end as a Cub, not as where he started.
Wow. I like that. I like that take change because, you know what, I love that sign, man. And listen, it was well calculated. They wanted a guy that could post every day, a guy that could pick it at short, and a leader on the team. He's a guy that plays 162. I mean, this guy plays 162 at short. You're right. He made a play the other day, diving play from his knees on his back.
Yeah.
Made that play at first base. So great sign by them. Nico Horner signed long-term. Hap went deep that first weekend. Bellinger came out the gate scuffling. You're hoping he turns it around and has a nice year with the change of scenery there. I think that team overall is better with some of the, Hosmer and, just some of the guys they brought in. So I hope so, man, because, I love David Ross. And, we had him on a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. Check out that episode if you haven't checked it out. But, I know Ross is excited about their staff.
Yeah, I got one more. And we talked about this last week. You were ahead of this one, too.
The Brewers.
Oh, the Brewers? I was going to say, Pittsburgh, you got somebody to root for right now, and O'Neal Cruz, Brewers. That guy.
Well, O'Neal Cruz's tools are probably the best in the game.
You called it the other day.
97 miles an hour.
We've gotten a lot of feedback from fans going, thank you for talking about him, because nobody's really talking about him yet. Why is that? Yeah. I mean, what'd you call him? The Loch Ness Monster. He's a Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, dude, he is. Dude, I'm telling you, I was right next to the guy. I'm 6'3". The guy was at least 6'7", and as lanky as they come, the guy was he has his tool set is, probably like no one in the big leagues. He plays 6'7", plays a great short. People didn't know if he could. They thought he'd be more of a third baseman. He said, no, I'm a shortstop. He's got a cannon at short, hit a light tower bomb opening day off Hunter Green at, 101 miles an hour. I think the biggest thing with a guy like O'Neal Cruz is mental consistency. I feel like last year he had a couple runs where like, oh, man, look at these tools. But you're like, Gregory Polanco had great tools. Ruben Rivera had great tools. There's a lot of guys that have had great tools in the history of this game.
Good point.
You have to mentally be able to do it day in and day out for those tools to go to the next level. That's what I think, So hopefully he's able to do that because, man, this guy is special. And if he puts up those numbers, the Pirates got to right away see if they can lock him up to something like a Corbin Carroll, 8 years, 111, something like that.
Nice call. Look at you, dude. You're
big
locked
money.
in. You were locked in. All right. What do we got left? NL East and AL East, right? Let's see. We saved the East for last, guys. The
NL East. The Mets came out a couple, with the Verlander news. That's not great. Obviously, Diaz is out, but I think the Mets played the Marlins tough for this weekend. What was it? They went 2-1?
Mm-hmm.
3-1?
Yeah, they two out of three.
2 out of 3. Yeah. So that was nice.
Dude, and your boy Alonso. Alonso is the straw, man. He's a straw that stirs the drink for that team, dude. He's a stud. He's a great player.
He's just a good player, man. He's gonna drive and runs. He's the guy in that team, man, no doubt. Yeah. Lindor, all those, they got some good star power. Nimmo being back, I like his energy. Had a couple big RBIs opening day.
Yeah, Matt Olson started out real hot for the Braves, by the way. Matt Olson's just hitting bombs. I think he's in a walk year, isn't he?
Bro, no. He just signed an 8-year
he signed a long deal for them, dude. He's got
dude. Matt Olson had an incredible, one of the best spring trainings out there, hitting a lot of home runs. I think I think one thing with Olson, and don't get me wrong here, dude. Olson has 40, 50 home run power, but he hits a lot of doubles and he'll hit probably about 30 homers. This guy's got a shot to hit 40 or 50. Still young. The reason that they signed him over Freddie Freeman, I think he's 4 years younger than Freeman. That was the big part of that contract. This guy has a shot to go to another level. He knows it. The Braves know it. That's going to be a great sign. Look for Matt Olson to have a monstrous year, probably an MVP type season. I really believe that.
Yeah. All right. And then let's go. I think we covered that. Let's go AL East. We got to talk about like. I'm sorry. I will start with this. The Stanton home run was unbelievable, but like you said, 3 stolen bases for Volpe. They got something going on in New York, pretty good on the East side.
Well, dude, Volpe's a guy that's going to make that team better. Like, I mean, I just think he's a baseball player. Like I said, the ultimate compliment another player could give a player is that this guy's a pro, and what that means is, man, he does everything well. So you got another pro player in that lineup. You look at Volpe, though, this guy steals bases, plays a great shortstop. He can hit.
I got a great one for you.
With some power, too.
So he's wearing number 11. You'll appreciate this. He went personally to Brett Gardner, who was the last Yankee to wear number 11, and asked him if it was okay. That's what you want out of a 23-year-old kid, right, Case? Gardner,
that's incredible.
Gardner's almost... I mean, Gardner would have played another 5-6 years. He's not really even playing. He's almost like a player-manager type guy. Like, he doesn't even... he's not a legit player right now, but he was the face of the Yankees, whether you're a Yankee fan or not. He really was the glue. And for a kid to walk up to you and ask if it's okay, even though you're not wearing a number anymore and you're not part of you're not going to play in the game, he came up to him and asked him if it was okay anyway. That's really cool. You ever have anything like that happen to you?
Dude, well, first off, the guy's an absolute stud for doing that. And for Gardner saying yes, I think that's just really cool. Yeah, awesome job, Volpe. Awesome job, Gardner, for being like having enough humility to say, yeah, no problem. Dude, I had something like that happen to me. This is kind of funny. It's a funny story. So when I was with the Reds and I got traded, Rick Stowe, who's one of my dear friends, I'm not crushing you, Rick, but it is kind of funny. Rick calls me. He's like, hey, man, just want to let you know I'm not just giving 20. I'm not passing 21 out. We're going to put that away, hide that. 21 is going to be, we're not giving it to anybody. About a week later, I look up on the board. Scott Hatteberg's wearing number 21.
That's so funny.
I'm with the Pirates. I'm wearing 25 because Clemente's 21. No one's ever wearing that.
That's
again.
messed
so
up.
I guess Sean Casey doesn't have as much pull in Cincinnati. So he's like, 21's not going to anybody. A week later, I text Rick Stowe. I'm like, hey, Stowe, is Hatteberg wearing 21? He's like, bro, I don't know what happened. We just traded for Hatteberg. He asked for 21. I didn't know what to tell him. I go, So it's kind of funny. So Hatterberg, the great thing is, dude, Hatterberg wears 21 the whole year and has a nice year with the Reds. And Hattie's a great dude, bro.
Okay.
A couple of years later, me and Hatterberg are hanging out, and we're having a couple pops hanging out, and he says, he goes, Case, he goes, I had no idea how popular you were in Cincinnati. He goes, dude, I grabbed 21 because it was my number in Oakland. Oh. He goes, it was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. He goes, the rest of the season, I continue to get heckled at home. He goes, I'd be at first base like, you suck, Hatterberg. Like, take off that 21. Casey's better. It was
my God.
And he's like, I didn't know how popular we were, Casey, until they were heckling me at home at an epic rate. I'm like, oh my God, it's incredible. So that's my only Jersey story about it.
That is a great story. All right, two more quick things on AL East. I'll say this. For the Rays, Jeffrey Springs is legit. And for the Red Sox, I'm a little worried about Chris Sale. He got lit in his first start off the DL. So
yeah. Sale got lit up. Adam Duvall's walk-off with Boston was pretty cool. And they're doing it again, dude. The Rays, that rotation is loaded, dude. Loaded. I don't know how they do it. A $60 million payroll every year, and they're always in the playoff race, World Series race. Incredible. And Kevin Cash, book it, one of the best managers in the game, no doubt about it, the way he works that clubhouse. But Rays are going to be good. The Orioles are going to be really good.
I love seeing
Boston's
be competitive.
Boston's right there. I don't know how good they're going to be, and the Yankees are going to be good, and the Blue Jays. The East is loaded, bro. The East is loaded again.
I'll say one other thing, just like one casual observation. We saw a lot of double-digit strikeouts from starters. Obviously, pitching's always ahead of the hitting, but I wonder if the pitcher's adjustments to the pitch clock has been better than the hitters so far. Because Jeffrey Springs throws like 92, 93, dude. He had 12 strikeouts the other day. There's a bunch of guys that has 10 strikeouts, 12 strikeouts. Somebody almost threw a no-hitter last night. I mean, you get that early in the season anyway, right? Because hitters aren't as caught up as pitchers. But I do wonder who's had – I would say if you could put an advantage, who has had the advantage over the pitch clock so far, I would lean more towards pitchers than hitters in the first weekend of the season.
Yeah, I would say too, man, there's something about, as a hitter, getting your time, getting your breath, getting ready to go. A lot of times you could almost control the game too, like get your hand up to the ump and say, hey, give me a second here. Hey, time. He's quick pitching me. Now you got to address the pitcher within 8 seconds, and let's get it on. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to be ready to go. So I think there is something what you're saying, Chance. I think the advantage is probably to the pitcher with the pitch clock, as far as like that hitter, your routine's got to be tighter. Your process has to be tighter of getting your breath, getting your thoughts together. You got to have a shorter memory. In this game, you got to, you just took a bad swing, got to get your breath in. You got 8 seconds to get back in that box to get things slow. As a hitter, you rely on being slow. So I think it's still going to take, the hitters a little time to figure out what's your routine, to have that short memory to get in there within 8 seconds and ready to go.
All right, I love it. All right, so that's our take on the first week in the season. Casey coming in hot with his hot six-pack abs and shit. Woo! Keep that shirt
really
on.
Really quick before we go, Ronnie, come on. I'm going to bring my buddy Ron
Let's go.
on. This is Ashley's father-in-law, our Randy. This is Ronnie's. Big Ron.
Hey, Chinch.
Right.
He's a huge fan of the show, Chinch.
Nice.
Chinch, my day is not complete without you guys. I'm not sure you really get it, but, man, without you guys, I mean, my day just ain't there.
Oh, man,
you
that
guys
means
are like
the world.
You guys are like my brother from another mother here, man. It's great.
Chinch, Ron said to me, he goes, hey, listen, how come you guys some days are putting the podcast out later than the day? I was like, well, Ron, we got to figure out our schedule. He's like, well, I'm dying for it to come out, so we got our number one fan here.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much,
you guys
man.
are great, man. Keep up the good work. I mean, don't ever stop.
I appreciate that so
my
much.
weekends here a little bit. I'm kind of lost on Saturday.
Yeah, he wants us to go 7 days a week. He said he doesn't know what to do on Saturdays and Sundays.
All right, I'll send you my bank account, Ron. You throw a couple bucks in there, and we'll do weekends from now on. Thanks, man. That's so great to hear.
Man.
Appreciate it. Oh, really cool. Great way to end, man. Great way.
Is that
Thank
great,
you.
dude?
Yeah, I love
So
it.
great,
I love
man.
it.
So
Awesome.
great.
All right, and now we got to find a young lady who you met, who you forgot her name. We got to find her.
Please DM us on Instagram or wherever.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it into our comments here on the thing too.
Yeah, right in there. We want to find her and send her a Mayor's Office shirt. And thanks for the shout out.
All right.
So
Great
cool.
start to the week. Case came out firing this week. All right.
Let's go, man. Let's go. All right, Jakes, bro, I love you, man.
Love you.
Hey, thanks to everybody out there that's still listening. Ron and is leading the fan club. Let's go. Domination. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
See you, buddy. Love you.
Love you.